Hey, this is Owen Riegling, and you're listening to Music Row with Leek.
Welcome to Music Row, a backstage pass to your favorite country artists. Here's your host, Leek.
All right, we're rolling.
We're rolling. We're in Toronto.
Back in Toronto. Diet hometown for you.
Back. Yeah, feels good to be here.
I've been in the Danforth Music Hall before, but as I understand, you've never been in the balcony of the Danforth Music Hall.
Never been in the balcony, but yeah, this is our third time getting to play this room, which is crazy. In the last year, basically. We started October last year. We did a run with Tyler Hubbard, and it was my first time playing here. And that was the first time we ever went on tour. And now we're here, and we get to headline it, which is crazy.
Maybe that's crazy. Maybe it's crazy if you go back 2 years ago, or maybe a couple million online streams ago.
Yeah.
How it was going then. You're in the middle of COVID. You're an artist in, is it mid-May, Ontario?
Mild May.
Mild May.
Close. It's it's Mild May, but if you're from Mild May, you don't pronounce the D, so it's Mild May.
But is there 1,000 people that live in that
1,000
town?
people, yeah.
Like, there are probably 50% of the high schools worldwide have more people in their high school than this town. So how does then Owen Riegling become this person who's now on stage at Danforth, or become this guy who is just going to pick up a guitar one day and start this career? Well,
I've always kind of had a passion for music since I got my first guitar when I was 10 years old. And I always remember my dad telling me that I should be a rock star. You know, he would come to my room and say, "You should do that." And I was like, okay. And
wait a minute. How does most parents never recommend
I know
their kids become anything but a doctor, a lawyer? No one says rock star for sure. What was your dad doing?
Well,
he thought this was a good idea.
It's funny because I was 10, so he was like, "You should do that." And then I actually started to try to do that. And he's like, "Maybe you should go to college." I think he was like, they're very supportive. Both my parents are very supportive. My whole family is so supportive. They literally come to like everything they possibly can, and they're going to be here tonight. They were there in London 2 nights ago.
They're following you on the road. Like,
yeah.
You have groupies.
They flew to Vancouver for the first show of tour as well. So this is going to be their third time seeing us in the last 2 weeks.
It's weird having groupies that are parents.
Yeah, I love it though. It's awesome. And they love it too. They get to soak it up. But back to where it kind of started. I got my first guitar when I was 10, and I started taking lessons. I took them for a year. And before that, I was like 8, 9 years old. I was writing songs and recording them on a little tape recorder and using like a little toy piano that I had. Just making up little stuff with my sister. We were writing songs. So I always kind of had that passion for songwriting, I guess, but I didn't start taking it seriously until I heard Eric Church for the first time. And that specifically, I remember hearing Springsteen, and then I discovered Like Jesus Does, and that whole Chief record was sort of my introduction to like songwriting and like country music. It was no looking back after that, I think.
It's a great way to start.
Yeah, totally.
You know, of all the influences you could have had along the way, it could have been a lip sync cover band.
That's true. I mean, it could have been.
So things are progressing. I think it's still interesting too, because you're from this small community where a majority of the community is not writing music at the age of 10.
Yeah, nobody I knew.
Nobody. So there's no one around. It's not like you can just go hang out at a pal's place and jam. This is really a solo effort. And there's probably a lot of time taken away from, okay, well, what about the sports and what about the community and all that stuff? But if you're doing all these lessons, that's not happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was sort of like doing all my practice and like dreaming about this in private. Nobody knew. Like, nobody knew that I wanted to do this until grade 12, and just as I was about to graduate high school. So when people found out that I even played music and like did this.
Did you have to prove it? Did you bring out the guitar and say, "No, I've been
the
really
first time
working on this"?
My peers heard me play music was at my high school graduation. I played guitar and the teachers all sang. We played "Humble and Kind" by Tim McGraw, and I was playing the guitar, and it was like all of a sudden everybody knew that I played. And after that, I went for it, basically.
So the first cover song performed live was in front of a big audience.
Well, I had played before, but like not locally. Like my guitar teacher and his family band had me play in their. I would jump up at like a Sunday matinee and play like 4 songs, do like Merle Haggard, and we'd play Working Man Blues, and I'd play. I remember playing.
You would have been like the only teenager,
Yeah,
who knew Merle Haggard.
Yeah, well, that's
Merle Haggard was a guy who worked at the auto body shop to everybody else in the world, but you knew him as a country radio legend.
Yeah. I remember listening to that stuff growing up with my grandpa, AM 920. They'd have it on the kitchen radio at all times, in the barn on the radio at all times. That was sort of my first introduction to like country music, I guess. But I didn't fall in love with the idea of wanting to write songs until Eric Church. But I had been, exposed to all that stuff earlier. And every Wednesday at my guitar teacher's place, we'd jam Working Man Blues for the first 10 minutes of every lesson every single week. Like that was the songs. Every time I see him, we always pick up a guitar and play that for 10 minutes straight, and we'll just trade solos back and forth. And I remember having a lot of fun with it back in the day.
Did you think you were going to put it down and never go back to it at any point? Because there's a lot of pressure being a kid, and you get pulled in all different directions.
Mm-hmm.
And learning to play a guitar, when you're 10, your hand barely fits around to grab the strings.
Yeah.
The guitar is probably gigantic on you.
Yeah.
Was there a point where it's like, man, I don't know if this is something I really want to do today?
I had that exactly like what you're describing. Like I learned really quickly. I remember like by the time I was 11, I could play bar chords. I was playing like power chords up the neck. I knew all the blues scales. Like my guitar teacher was like, sat my parents down and was like, I think if you got to make a decision, like he could like really do this. And then I just remember being like, I want to play hockey. I want to play sports. So I stopped playing the guitar for a while, but I just would pick it up at home and just mess with it, whatever. From like ages probably 11 to 14 or 15, I stopped like really. I didn't take lessons. I took them for 1 year, but I knew all the basics. I had it all down. So when I picked it back up at like 15, 16, I was like, I knew how to play. And
Do you
I
have
could
the
start
guitar
writing
like
songs.
on a stand in the corner of the
Yeah.
room? Because it's a lot easier to grab a guitar when it's on a stand compared to if it's in a case in a closet. You never grab it.
It was always out, and I never had an acoustic guitar until I was 16. I just had this electric guitar and a little amp, so I had my guitar and my amp set up in the corner, and so I just turned the amp up and blast it through the house. I'm sure that was a lot of fun for my parents too.
So were your parents, when you decided to not play guitar anymore, were your parents looking back at you going, okay, well, at least it's quieter?
Yeah.
And then were they a little bit concerned when you started making it loud again?
I think so. Like they, I don't know what was going through their head. They probably never thought I was gonna, take it that seriously. But then, when I picked it back up, that's what I mean by when I was a kid, my dad was like, you should do this. And then I stopped for a bit and then I picked it back up and I was like, I'm actually gonna, I don't know what I want to do. I'm almost done high school. Like, I think I just want to do this. And then he's like, well, so it was a bit of mixed emotions, I feel like.
When did you know, all right, it's now official? Like, I think you can, in your heart, go, you know what, I really like to try this. But there had to have been that point where you said, I am going to book my own show and I'm going to play. And what happened there?
So then after I kind of made up my mind, I started playing acoustic shows every weekend. Like whenever I could, I would message every bar, every restaurant,
So now you've got an acoustic guitar for the first time in your life.
Yeah. And I was messaging every place I could possibly. I was Facebook messaging them, emailing, on Instagram, like just sending DMs, trying to promote myself and get booked a gig or whatever. And
Did
then
you have videos of yourself?
Yeah, like
playing
I was
stage?
on YouTube making YouTube videos and everything, and I would send them links to like the videos, and eventually I started getting a gig. Like I'll get one, and then people would come to them and be like, hey, I know a guy who does this. And the next thing you know, after like 2 years of trying to get gigs, it was like I couldn't. I was getting hit up to play like crazy, so I was playing 3 nights a week, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every single weekend. And I did that for like, I don't know, like 3-4 years.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, playing how many sets a night?
4 hours a night.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was all.
We can look back at it.
Oh yeah, it was mainly all cover songs, and then I was writing songs, so I'd mix in the odd one, just play in between like 2 legendary songs and see if people, or sometimes I rarely talked between songs. Like I was shy.
Yeah.
I just remember just playing song. I had my ultimate guitar tabs on my phone on the mic stand. I was going through like 150 different songs, just like picking and choosing, not really having a set list, and trying out some of my own stuff. And that's, I think, because of all those hours I spent in the bar just playing covers is like what just helped me out so much, because my voice needed that work. Like I needed that confidence, you know what I mean, to be in front of people, and I needed like just the grind of it, because it was like such a grind doing 4 hours a night for that long. And now, I mean, getting to do this kind of stuff, it's just like, it's like a treat. It's like easy.
We should let people know, and I believe people understand, you weren't playing 4 hours straight. You were doing probably 4 sets or 3 sets of
4 sets of like
hour and 20.
Exactly. It was like I was taking like 15-minute breaks between each set, kind of thing.
Wow, that's still heavy duty.
Yeah.
And you're playing at a local pub too, who a lot of times in these spots, people aren't normally going for music.
No.
You just happen to be some guy playing music in the corner.
Yep.
And it's a tough grind to win people over. What was a song that you realized early that maybe you didn't like, but man, I'm going to have to keep on playing this forever because people like it?
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of those songs. And to that point, I still am a shy guy. Like I'm quiet when I'm not on stage. You probably wouldn't know that by watching the show. Like you'd probably think I'm the loud one, but it's not true at all. And back then, like I was okay with people not looking at me. Like I was okay with being the guy that was just background music. Kind of, I enjoyed playing songs and whatever. But anytime I felt that, like early on, anytime I felt like there was eyes on me, I just felt like so insecure. You know what I mean? I had to get over like my stage fright. I would get so nervous before my bar shows.
That's good. It's because you care.
Yeah, I think so.
You don't want it to fail.
Yeah. And I still get nervous before every show. I get a little nervous. But a song that, I mean, I would just play the classics. Like, can't go wrong playing Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks. The whole
Was it all
crowd.
country?
No, I'd mix in.
You're playing American Pie?
Yeah, American Pie all the time. I'd play that. I'd play a lot of hip songs, especially in Canada. People love. I mean, that's where I really discovered the Tragically Hip, was through, obviously I knew the music, the radio singles and everything that I had heard, just being exposed to the radio. But I really kind of dove into some of their stuff through playing in the bars, because every single night somebody would request Tragically Hip. So I'd have to like pull out the odd cover, basically.
Without playing it, if you didn't have to play it, from the Tragically Hip, what would be your favorite song from that band? If you're just going to turn on the Tragically Hip tomorrow afternoon, later on today, what song by the Tragically Hip would you want to hear?
I don't know. Recently I've been really liking the song Scared. It's a great track. And I feel like the stuff I've been writing is like, I wouldn't say it's that vein, but it's like similar. You know what I mean? I'm trying to focus less on like crazy melody stuff and more just like real like songwriting,
singer-songwriter.
Because he's just basically delivering that song like he's just talking to you. Basically, it's melodic, but it's not about the singing. It's about what he's saying. You know what I mean?
I've often said a band like the Tragically Hip is much more than a rock band.
Yeah,
many more sounds in there, yeah. And there's still discovery in their music today.
Yeah, totally. And I honestly recently, not too recently, but pretty recently discovered like that record and like that song. It was one of those ones that I never really listened to. I was always listening to the big hits, you know what I mean? So it comes now, you have the attention from a record label. Yep.
They want to sign you to a deal. Were you all guns a-blazing in, I'm going to do this, whatever you say, high five, we're done a deal? Or I'm guessing you had someone say, let's pull back and let's really consider this, because there's a lot riding. It's not just sign a record deal and everything's going to be set for life.
Yep.
You got to be careful with that. So, one, were you talking to people like beyond the label that you signed with? Two, what was somebody's advice that they gave to you when signing?
So going back to when I first signed my record deal, that was the moment where my parents and we looked around and were like, okay, maybe this is actually a thing now. You know what I mean? That was the moment when I had that deal in my inbox and like there's an advance attached to that. It's like, hey, actually, maybe I'm gonna be okay. Like I can actually do music now, which is crazy. Before I signed, like obviously I got my lawyer who's great and helped me through all of that stuff because there's so much. I mean, trying to read a record deal is like painfully boring, and there's
also,
so many.
In your defense, you're an artist.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to know all of that stuff. Just like a lawyer is not very good at vocals and or guitar.
Yeah.
So
exactly. So
they're pointing things out to you, flagging things.
Yeah.
Was it pretty eye-opening?
It was very eye-opening. Like, I don't know how many pages it was. Like, it might have been 30, 40 pages long of just, like, in-depth stuff. My mom loves reading stuff like that, so she was very helpful, too. And my dad and we all kind of, like... It went on a long time before I signed. We want to make sure that it was the right thing. But I wasn't talking to any other labels at the time. Like, I had just won the Boots and Hearts Emerging Artist Showcase, and that's sort of what... opened a lot of doors for me and obviously connecting with Universal, and through that contest it's like a single deal. You get one song and a mentoring session with management and stuff like that, but they ended up offering me like a full deal right out the gate, which was super cool. And the rest is sort of just history. We've been working together for 2 years now, and a lot has happened since then. It's been crazy.
I think you're the only artist that I've known today who has released an EP that is actually a full album.
Yeah.
13 tracks?
Yeah.
Like, why are we calling it an EP again?
Well,
I know it's a collection of songs over the years, right?
Yes, yeah. So it started as Bruce County EP, which was 5 songs. And then we just released the Deluxe EP, which is from the beginning, and it's just basically bundling everything that we have previously released, including one new song on there, just so we could press vinyl and make CDs and, have it all in one place.
I love CDs.
Yeah.
I don't know what people do with CDs today.
I know, right?
Because I haven't been in anyone's place where a CD player has been playing tracks on a carousel or anything like that.
I know. It's me either.
But I have thousands of CDs that I cannot get rid of.
Yep.
Are you a collector of music? Do you collect the hard product?
I do have vinyl, like not a crazy collection. I've probably got under 100 vinyl, but I have a little record player, and I just like looking at it and like feeling it and like reading the notes and everything. That's like why I would, get vinyl over anything else.
Did you have a big hand in that in releasing your material, where you're like, okay, what is this insert going to look like?
Yeah, my friend Connor, who's walking around here somewhere, great graphic designer, and we worked together to make it real cool, like some pictures of my dad's field and stuff like that, and it feels very homey. It feels right. So it's cool to have like a physical thing.
What has the last tour taught you? You said, you started off in Vancouver. You're driving through Canada in winter. Now, you found some probably cold locations along the way.
Yeah.
Cold like you've never experienced before in your life, I'm guessing.
This is the coldest we've ever had on the road. We were in Saskatoon the other day, and it was minus 25, felt like minus 35. And the back alleyway where you load into the Coors Event Center, if anybody's ever been there, it's usually loaded in the back or whatever. The alleyway was like full of snow, so we couldn't push cases through so we had to push all the cases like around a whole block to the front door.
And it's just a wind tunnel.
Freezing.
I think you're now officially a band.
Yeah.
If you are showing up at a venue and bringing cases of gear inside when it feels like minus 30 something, that's your official stamp of approval from the band gods, I believe.
It is. I think so too. It's really felt cool. This tour has been really cool, and it's even the fact that we get to bring cases with us now. Like this is the first time for that for us. We've always just on tour, just been in minivans or flown in with the bare bones amount of equipment and just kind of played. But now we get to sort of bring our own show and a little bit of set design and stuff like that. So it's been cool.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a team. I would have been here earlier, but I couldn't find parking because some guy has a bus and a trailer out front.
Yeah, we took a lot of space in the front of the building.
What have you learned along this tour that's making Owen Riegling a better band and a better artist?
Well, I mean, one thing you learn living on a bus with 12 people is, to respect other people's space and to be.
But you're the boss.
To be kind. Well, I mean, I don't like to act like I'm the boss. I'm very much just like. Although today I didn't help with load-in, I'm always helping with load-in, which is nice. Thank you for coming at noon when we usually load in.
Happy to give you a break.
Yeah, exactly. I like to help out as much as I can and be just part of the boots on the ground with everybody. I think I just like doing it. I went to school for audio. I usually wire up the monitor rig and right involved in everything that goes on because I enjoy doing it. It's fun for me.
Plus, you've been riding a bus.
Yeah.
So why not get off
Nice
the bus
to
and
get
do
out.
something a little bit physical?
Totally. And it's kind of a workout, especially when you got to go around a block in the snow. It's definitely
Saskatoon.
Got
to put a dome on that city.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Needs a little more heat in just a couple months of the year.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. Always a good time in Saskatoon, though.
What about the Grey Cup? Mm-hmm. Just played there.
Crazy. Going from Moncton, New Brunswick, 500 people, to shortly after 50,000 at BC Place Stadium was pretty crazy.
Plus the viewing online.
Yeah, I think
on TV.
Couple million watching on
checking
TV, which is crazy. I mean, you can't grasp that when you're in the stadium. It feels very large, but like the fact that there's millions of people watching on TV and then after the fact as well, like it's pretty surreal and cool. But what makes it, for me, not that scary was having my parents there. They flew out for the whole Grey Cup situation, and they were in the front with all the people on the field watching, and they were just standing there like they always do kind of thing. So it made it feel like I was just performing to them and, a couple hundred people on the field. And it's hard to grasp how many people there really is in that place when you're playing.
I'm just going to flag it for you, too. I'm sure somebody else brought it up. It's an argument can be made that you had it pretty easy at the Grey Cup this year because it was indoors.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I've seen many friends on the Grey Cup stage
getting snowed on and
just losing digits because it's so cold.
Yeah.
And so
I'm thankful for that.
Your gear gets to stay in tune.
Plus, we had a fire on the stage. That was keeping us warm, so.
A lot of people don't realize how hot those flames can get when you're standing, like, even if you're 15 feet away. It's like, no, this is actually singeing.
Yeah. And the Jonas Brothers, we watched their performance from basically right in front of the stage, and they had lots of pyro and stuff, and they had a lot more than we did. And feeling like the things shoot off, like you feel that. It's crazy hot. It's wild.
What does Owen Riegling have set up for 2025?
2025, moving to Nashville for the first part of the year for like 4 months.
Is there a target of how many songs you're going to write?
Hopefully every day. I want to write a song every single day that I'm there.
Over 4 months. So we're going to have another 120 songs.
Hopefully.
From Owen next summer.
Yeah, I mean, I got tons of songs in the bank that aren't recorded yet. Basically, I'm making a record. I'm making a whole record next year, which I've never really done. Because the record that we just put out was like single, here's 3 songs, whatever, and then it's all put together. But like I'm making a full front to back project that's all what I've always wanted to do, and I'm going to make that happen this coming year. And the mission is to just write as many songs and the best songs I possibly can and put something really special together.
And then lots of festival dates too.
Tons of festivals. And that's basically for next year. We just have festivals booked so far, no tours. So we're doing, I think we got like 20 or 30 festivals so far, which is going to be awesome. But that leaves me the first part of the year to just kind of be creative and get to sink into a bit of a normal routine again and not be on the road, because we've been on the road for like 110 dates this year, which has been a lot for us. But I think we're hoping to get on another tour next year, hopefully something south of the border in the States, and see how it goes.
Well, good luck to you, man, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Follow Music Row on X at Music Row Country, on Instagram at Music Row Official. Music Row is produced by Shed of Dreams.